Neon in your eyes, I double tap the night. Static turns to gold when you say my name right. We're a spark in the dark with the bass in our bones. Heartbeat talking in a language of phones. Touch like a glitch, then it smooths into flow. City on shuffle, but with you I know. Pull me closer, let the world fade thin. Breath on the kick drum, pull me in. Rising like a wave from under my skin. Don't stop now, don't stop now.
And then we'll see what Ona does. Maybe I ride in Wukong? What do you think? Oh, this would be insanity!
They take the virus instead.
All right, I'm going to put a big arrow swapping them on my little draft sheet here that I have for memory's sake. Zeus not going to be playing a Crocodile.
I think it's just so uncomfortable because if you ban Rakan here, they just take Alistar. If you don't ban Rakan, Wukong is so hard to play against. They do end up banning the Inara, so... But maybe just feels like this one poses a bit more early threat in comparison. And it does seem like we can get that Sivir often picked into the virus. That spell shield a lot of value. Does have that movement speed to kind of sync up with the Wukong and offer that engage threat.
And Gumushi already relatively softened up. Of course, you're going to have a range disadvantage as the Sivir, but that Cosmic Binding was pretty good. Nice knock up onto Carrier there as the tempo heals come out from both of these supports. And Guru and Carrier getting aggressive. Both, the Ghost and the Barrier both used here as well. No flashes just yet, but that's all they've got left. Pretty well. Yeah. As you can see, 5 CS in the lead for the Jacks. We'll have to keep our eye on it. As going for a bit of a lane gank here as there's the Magical Journey set up for Carrier. Creates some distance as Viper already relatively low. As Peanut in position, but Owner is going to come on down. Doran going to be moving back just to try and get it into a better position. And of course, Zeus doesn't exactly have the most gigantic health bar. But Peanut is coming in. There's a leap strike, and Doran not going to be able to dash his way out of that one. Into the brush goes Zeus, and Doran should be going down here. Wind becomes lightning, though. He's going to miss. And Doran's flash works out so well. Zeus now could be the one in trouble as Ona goes in, and they really want to repair this wave. And now Viper out of that lane that was a little bit of a difficulty as Delight is going to move in. Finds his former top laner trying to have fun and says that he's not allowed to do that. Well, we don't necessarily know how much the lead is. It's all right, Faker, will he get taunted? He does. But too close to the turret. Zeus not wanting to go for anything. Phase Rush getting the Galio out. Flash has to be invested here by Carrier as he gets the two-man ult. There's the Magical Journey as well. Immediate flash from Viper gets him out of there, and now Peanut looking for an angle. It could be Carrier that they can jump towards because he doesn't have his flash. The heroic entrance to deliver the Galio, and there's first blood over to Viper. The angry orange coming out there as well as it does come in. Justice Punch going to connect as well as the Cyclone has to be invested here by the Wukong.
I mean, he'd been his ability, so probably not the best time to look for it, but now looking for these grubs.
All right, let's see whether they can actually fight for this one.
Zek is resetting. He's going to TP back in.
Yep, kind of an awkward position, but there's a very aggressive teleport. Still, the flash in from Delight to try and lock down Carrier. Doesn't quite have anywhere to go. So he is going to be the sacrificial lamb. T1 did manage to take 2 of the grubs, though, so already they do secure the objective, but they do sacrifice Carrier for it.
Advantage for Doran now, though, looking for a play here. This is Faker coming in alone.
Yeah, we've seen teleports like this not go so well today, as there's the Magnustorm. Faker looking for the angle, but everyone shows up, and Delight's able to tank the turret. I think this top lane is going to be such an important place to look out for in this one, because Doran has been so good at making this Ambessa work, not only in the lane, but also in team fights. As, oh, sidestep from Zeus there.
And that was Doran is so strong. This Eclipse spike. It's just like, really?
Well, Ona is in this brush as Delight just delivers himself to Faker and Carrier. He is going to have to crash his way out as the shockwave can be pretty annoying as the teleport is going to be invested. Carrier's taking a lot of damage, but he can do a lot of disruption from a long way away as all T1 are grouped up. On the hunt has been popped as Ona walks in, just steals their lunch money. That's a way to do it as the Winds of War come out, but a little bit late there is Zeker, unfortunately. And now T1 fancy a fight. They want to be able to pick up this eye. There's the Magnustorm to try and pick up this Ambessa. She goes golden though. The heroic entrance is mistimed, and Doran not even able up the eye. It's Ona that's able to collect it there, but the Ambessa is going to go down. And now right into the Rift Herald immediately goes T1's jungler Zeus, keeping himself alive for such a long time. As Carrier down to 200 health, but there is the first turret going over to T1 as well.
Fight. And even though they did get Doran in the end, I just don't think it really means anything.
Yeah, turret is going to be answered here by HLE, but first turret was already gone.
Once that momentum's gone, it's very hard to get back.
Let's check this one out from Owner again. He picks up the eye, immediately puts it down and gets in. And he was the one that was low, right? And so takes it for a drive. This drift was kind of sick as well, as you can see. Able to get on over, takes first turret.
I think it might have been Doran who put the eye down and he picked up afterwards.
He will also become more and more dangerous. As Chains of Corruption going to connect here on to Gumayusi. Tempered Fate is there to try and keep him alive, but now he's in a sticky situation. Redemption comes down though, and Peanut goes in. And I think he may have gone in a bit too far. Gumayusi just baiting them. He was very committed to giving him the whack though. Zeka moving in, thinking about trying to go for Doran here. Does find the little mini taunt just for a bit of extra damage. The advantage for T1 at this stage, as we're going to check this one out from Carrier's perspective. And the flash over as well.
Yeah, I mean the timing's so good. It denies the burst. Again, bursty comp. You're playing a poke virus. You're pumping your ult into a target who essentially has a free low cooldown zone.
Okay, well, Delight is going to look for it. Shattering Strike will connect that onto Faker.
So if you auto W a target with those items and you crit, so much damage.
Shockwave going to get eaten by the Justice Punch, but still needs to flash to get himself out of there. We'll see whether he's actually going to be okay, as Ona not quite able to get the knock up. The flash in, the full commit here from Peanut as he gets the knock up. Justice Punch lands, and the taunt comes down. Down goes the monkey.
T1 the buffer from Zeka was super nice, but HLE need to get something from this. They just killed the jungler. They're heading over to Atacam, but notice Doran immediately TP'd up as soon as their jungler went down. They don't want to give this over for free.
Yeah, Faker is very low though. They're lacking a couple of ultimates. One of them is on the monkey that is definitely not going to be showing up to this one. But yeah, they may not have Smite, but they've still got Gumayusi, so be careful, HLE. Redemption going to be keeping them healthy. Happens once again as there's a public execution. Connecting onto Viper, but he does get himself out of the way. Chains of Corruption are good. And into the backline goes Zeka. He finds the angle of Magnus Storm. Also fantastic. No one's dead just yet. Gumayusi takes the magical journey to get out, and the Shockwave denies Zeka. The Winds of War will come in, and finally the Orianna goes down. But Zeka may be in trade going down as well, and he does, and Ona turns up with a full health bar to tell HLE to get out of here. I don't know whether they're going to listen to him though, as in they go, down goes the monkey. Gumayusi now in trouble as Zeus takes matters into his own hands, and it's his magical journey he's going to be taking as Carrier gets the heck out of there, and HLE will take their prize. For T1 to work out as, okay, Zeka could be in a little bit of trouble here as he's trying to get back towards this relatively low health turret. Does have that Justice Punch as the Cyclone does come in. Taunt not really helping out, and down he goes. Nothing they could do about it, but turret is going to still be secured on that bottom side, and Viper trying to get some work done here against Doran as well. Public Execution is going to connect onto this Varus, but he's just trying to kite it out. Double Redemption's coming in there as the Hail of Arrows is going to come on through as Faker finds the angle. Doran's so incredibly low, there is going to be the Shockwave connecting, and that's going to disintegrate the bottom lane. Zeus breaks the arm guard immediately. He's pretty healthy, and he gets on top of Kuma, takes him down before he goes out, but it's a double kill for the Sivir as well, and Peanut, he's not going to be winning this fight. T1 reigns supreme. As we can see here, T1 with a slight gold lead, but it's like not even really a gold lead. It's kind of absurd how close. That does mean that we would reach Peanut's milestone as well, which is pretty cool. He requires 3 games in order to get there, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves as this game is far from decided, as Peanut gets that Crescent Guard. Delight gets a ward over the wall. I think that HLE are not going to be too surprised about this one, as the vision does come on through. Peanut is in the area as Chains of Corruption gets the flash out from Carrier. Now Faker could be in a little bit of trouble. The ulti goes wide there from Doran as Zeka gets all in amongst it. Goes golden there as well as he pops the arm guard, but the Shockwave is going to connect, takes down the Galio, but the 3-man stun from Zeus is huge. He does have his Zhonya's. The Tempered Fate is actually going to keep him in stasis for even longer, and Viper just can't finish off these targets. He does manage to land one one of them has a pause. And Viper is the only... How do we unpause this ever?
Yeah, a tense situation. Not sure what happened there. But,
there's no AD Viego in this game or anything like that, is there? That's Culinary Class Wars winner.
Definitely leaning towards the point where it's stronger.
Okay, here we are. We are back into it one more time. Viper is trying to get away, and I don't think he will actually escape, and he doesn't.
Hey, I said this would happen.
Yeah, that's I agreed with you. I thought that you were kind of onto something there. As T1 with some lower health bars, we're just going to be heading over towards the Baron, and we're going to check out the replay. I got a little bit confused there because the UI got a bit confused as well, but we're going to see this one once more.
So there's a double smite from T1 available, so that's why they felt comfortable starting this. A lot of damage is done up front, but again, bursty comp, Zeka gets taken out, they're kiting backwards. Big stun comes out from Zeus, but it's just so hard to get the follow-up. Viper's trying to move forwards, has to kite back, does land a piercing arrow on Ona, but it gets them low, but he's not able to kill targets. And T1 are doing a fantastic job of kiting backwards every time. Every threat that comes close, Faker and Guma are almost in tandem with each other, just focusing them down.
Too many threats.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to do damage.
Are just a bit too hard to cut through right now.
And remember when this game was even? It's now 5,000 gold in the lead for T1, and Peanut is in all the trouble in the world. He doesn't have... Oh, he's able to audaciously charge towards the Gromp.
That was pretty audacious.
It was.
And now T1 just really looking to close things out. I think someone needs to massively overstep if HD want to...
Well, Peanut, he might be the one doing that. Does have ult, so that is going to divide T1. Chains of Corruption is going to connect. That is a single-man shockwave here, and Peanut is pretty durable, but Zeka, not so much. And they just melt to the ricochet damage out of this 4.5k in the lead Sivir. And Viper having to deal with this monkey. It's a triple kill for Guma, who's going to make it a quadra. Carrier steals it away. Adorable. We get the zoom in from Jonas Strong as well. And this was close until it absolutely wasn't, ladies and gentlemen. HLE gonna have to try better in game number 2. As just a little leap strike there from Zeus, as Guma is going to convince him to stay in his fountain. And I think he will do exactly that. The only gold lead here for HLE, but the gold advantages are just looking ridiculous. Zeus takes the magical journey. That was so cool. That was the highlight moment of this entire game for me. That was very, very cute. Zeus does go golden. The Nexus will go boom. And HLE are just going to have to try again in game number 2. Peanut, not going to do anything. There it goes, T1.
위로 당길게. 위로 위치만 봐. 상대 다 근처에 있다. 위로 당길게. 좋아. 괜찮아 이러면? 갈려. 갈려 조냐 있다. 한번. 고. 이속돼. 나 이속 무한으로 돼. 걸렸어. 좀 높을걸? 나 갈게. 네. 얘도 1초. 야, 펜타인데? 펜타 좋아. 나 펜타.